Pokemaniacs! Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well today. Let's have a little chat, shall we? If you guys are new to being in this Pokemon hobby that we all love, that's absolutely crazy insane right now. If you're new to it, you're probably overwhelmed or just like, what the F? So we've been back into it ourselves for quite a few months. You guys haven't watched some of our earlier videos. Basically a quick synopsis, quick thing about the channel is we started up a few months ago when we kind of got back into the Pokemon hobby. I remember Pokemon when it first came out. I have quite a few base set cards, and I was collecting the first few sets of Pokemon much younger, many years ago. Again, when it first came out, we're looking at almost 30 years ago, give or take. And, I kind of grew out of it, and, you grow up and things happen in life and you just kind of doing other things, and every now and then I'd go back and buy a few packs of Pokemon throughout the years. Nothing crazy, just, hey, there's Pokemon, let me get some, right? And then I kind of just, stopped. Well, talking to people and just kind of seeing what's going on out there in the world that we live in, it seems that Pokemon has become a pretty big deal about the last year or so, like, bigger than ever. Obviously, it's always been a big deal between the video games, the anime, obviously the card game. And I got back into it. I think it's fun. I've always loved Pokemon. Again, just, for whatever reason, I wasn't really deep into it. I'm still not super deep into it. I love the cards. I'm back to collecting again. We've got this channel with plenty of videos for you guys to check out. And we've shared our experiences. Everything we open, we share with you guys post it on YouTube. I think it's more fun that way, and I appreciate the comments, the likes, the support, and we just hope to keep growing the channel, having fun in the Pokemon hobby. And we're going to chat today about some important things in the hobby that, whether you know about it or not, drop me a comment, share your opinions. There is a problem with the hobby right now. There are many problems, but one of the biggest problems, which I understand it, I get it, I don't agree with it though. And there are solutions to it. And, a couple of my opinions I'm going to throw out there. And I'm curious as to what you guys think of some of the solutions to these ongoing issues are. If you agree, you disagree, drop me a comment. I value your feedback, and it kind of adds to the conversation. We all basically want the same thing, want to enjoy the hobby, right? However we enjoy the hobby. There's one thing about the hobby that I don't enjoy people enjoying is scalping. Scalping is a big problem in the Pokemon hobby. It's huge. And while we're talking about that and a couple other things today, we're going to open a few things. You've been sitting on this Pokeball. I'm not sure which Pokeball this is. I haven't looked it up. Again, I'm not really deep into Pokemon lore. I know a lot of early on stuff. I know the basic stuff. But this Pokeball came around some years ago when I wasn't really following Pokemon. So inside this, there's a little coin and there's 3 packs. I think it's 2 Scarlet and Violet base and Paradox Rift maybe. We'll find out in a second. And we got this Palafin box, which is a pretty cool Pokemon. It's basically like a dolphin type Pokemon. So we found this a couple weeks ago at a Walmart restock. There really wasn't much going on. So we picked these up. And hopefully we can pull something out of these. Last couple of videos we've posted, we haven't really had good luck. So we're kind of overdue, I think. So back to what we were going to have a little chat about. It'd be cool if you push this and it opened, right? Is Pokemon Scalping. Oh, we got Obsidian Flames. Scalping is one of the biggest problems with the hobby. Why the prices of Pokemon are freaking through the roof for quite a few packs, sealed items, and singles. As well as why you can't find anything. Now, we've posted a couple of videos on how to find product. I've learned over these months of getting back into it how to find product both at MSRP, slightly above, and at the market. But we're not going to dig into that. Again, if you guys have any questions, drop me a comment. I'll do the best I can to help you with what I've learned. But scalping is a big problem in Pokemon. It's why you pay more. It's why you can't find any product. And Pokemon is just getting bigger and bigger, more and more valuable, and there's more and more scalpers out there because they see that they can make a quick buck. So there are some solutions to scalpers. You know, if you guys haven't seen online, there's plenty of videos where scalpers have been confronted. I wouldn't suggest that, especially in certain towns and states. Some people might get pretty heated, and is it really worth getting into a fight, or God forbid worse, just because you're challenging somebody on what they're doing? I mean, legally they have the right. Ooh. Wow, man, look at that. Ultra rare, first pack magic. Woohoo, what a beautiful card. I love it. You know, it's legal for them to do that. Is it immoral? I mean, I guess it depends what your definition of morality is. I don't agree with it because it ruins the hobby, in my opinion. It makes it harder for the casual collector, the serious collector, the collector that likes to collect and play the game, the collector that likes to just collect to look at them and share and trade and just enjoy Pokemon in general. It makes it harder for everybody to enjoy this hobby. So stores have limited the amount of product you can pick up at a restock. That helps a lot. What also would help is if people stop buying on the market, which I've learned. Look, I've bought myself some things at my local card shop before I kind of was really feeling out and finding out what's going on in the hobby all around. You have to be patient. You can find product, learning your restocks. And look, you might want to buy some singles. I guess that's okay. I mean, singles are pretty much always going to be at market, or if you trade. It's just buying boxes and packs and things like that. Try not to do that at market. If you can find a restock, I get it. Look, I'm not telling you what to do. It's your money. You do what you want. But the more of us that are not buying at market, those scalpers aren't going to want to get out there and stock up and buy as much as they can at restocks and then go and sell it to card shops, to people on Facebook Market, on eBay, on TCG Player, on the internet, anything, out of the back of their truck in an alley. If we don't do that, the scalpers are just going to sit on product, sell it for less to try to make money, and realize it's not as lucrative to sell at market. They're buying product at MSRP, let's say Walmart, and they're going and sell it 2 to 3 times the price, depending on the demand, making a lot of money if they're doing it a lot, and it's hurting the casual collector like me and you and me, that are trying to find product at MSRP and not buying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars at one time to go and resell it, you know? So guys, if you're able to, find your restocks. Again, if you have any questions on how to find a restock, shoot me a comment. I can always do another video if people ask for it on how to find restocks. It's simple, but you have to have the time and the drive to learn what is the restock area like for you, where you live. What's it like in the stores? It's definitely doable. And you're not always going to hit it, but you're going to hit it more often than not. And again, how much money are you going to spend? I spend too much, I'll admit it. And I'm going to try not to keep doing that, but, you know, it's hard to say that when you find a cool restock with a bunch of awesome product you haven't been able to find before. What do we got in this pack? Anything? Just a hollow, darn it. So yeah, scalping is a big problem. It's hurting Pokemon. And how do you stop scalping besides what we just talked about? Not buying at market. Stores limiting product, which is outstanding. When stores limit product, everybody gets a chance if you're at least there for the restock. And it helps keep product in stock longer in the stores if people are limited to, you know, one or two of each different item available. Definitely a cool Pokemon. I like Dolphins myself, so I think it's an awesome Pokemon. And we've got this gigantic card. This is a really cool big card. I like this. Okay, and inside this we've got Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, and Obsidian Flame, and another Twilight Masquerade. Okay. So let's give these 4 packs a whirl, and we'll keep talking. Another thing. Pokemon Center needs to print more, which I think they're doing, but they need to print a lot more. They have to print a lot more. So even if people scalp and take a bunch, there's way more to replace it. And you can find it on the shelves. So you're not going to want to buy it and FOMO it on the market. You're going to pay MSRP because it's in every store, everywhere, tons and tons of product. with the hype and the demand of Pokemon right now, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. If Pokemon decides to start printing billions and billions and billions more somehow, opens up factories, has a bunch of new machines, I don't know what the process is, but they need to like quadruple it, quintuple it, times 10 it, so that there's Pokemon everywhere, and it's just every place you go to has it all the time, multiple restocks a week. Is it possible? I guess anything's possible. It's just they're making so much money now. Do they really need to spend more on cost? Because, again, they're doing well, I would imagine. Pokemon is like gold. Stock people are buying Pokemon, not stocks, because the return on the investment is much higher than the stock market with Pokemon. It's just a fact. I mean, there's plenty of streamers out there, plenty of videos talking about how to invest your money. Hey, you want to invest? Look at the return year over year on Pokemon. It's through the roof. You look at the best performing stocks, they don't even come close for the most part, in my opinion. I'm sure there's a couple exceptions, like with anything. So people are really taking a look at Pokemon, and the more money that's in Pokemon, the more manipulation of the market you're going to have. Just look at what's going on with certain cards out there. They're double, tripling overnight in some cases. They're buying up everything that's available online. There's no more product, and then they're going to relisting what they bought at a higher price, so everybody's stuck paying more, and everybody's like, wow, I got to get that card. It's going up. I want to get it now before it gets even higher. And the market's just crazy right now. You just got to take a breath, settle down. People are going to manipulate any market they have the ability to. I don't really know how you can stop that. The problem is we don't have enough Pokemon cards for the demand. With the scalpers out there taking product from little Timmy that wants to get a couple packs to trade with his friends. I mean, and his parents are upset, this hypothetical situation I'm talking about. I'm having to, come and go 8 times a day at Walmart to figure out when there's a restock and try to see if I can even get product and get in line before 5 other people haven't got ahead of me, and they're able to get the few products that I want. It's part of the hobby right now. You have to be willing to be flexible. So if Pokemon prints more, that craze and that hype will settle a little bit. Maybe the scalpers won't be scalping as much because there's product everywhere. In a perfect world, that would work, right? But it's a potential solution. So I think this was Obsidian Flames. And it's just, with the scalping, it's such a big deal. There's multiple ways to stop it. There's not one simple way to stop it. But you can help if you don't buy at market. If you find a restock, buy at MSRP, go on PokemonCenter.com when they have drops. GameStop has planned drops once a week. You can get there early enough, wait in line, you're probably going to get product. Best Buy, I think, drops every week. It's somewhat on a schedule, I think, at Best Buy. I don't know. I'm not able to get to Best Buy, so I'm not quite sure. Pro Forces. Again, you do what you want with your money. If you can find Pokemon, great. I know in some cities it's nearly impossible, so you can't find Pokemon. You buy at market. I get it. I was in that boat a couple of times, but I'm learning not to. I haven't been to my local card shop in a while because I found out scalpers are getting stuff in the lines and I'm waiting in for restock and reselling it to him. I'm not supporting scalpers, so I guess I can support my local card shop. I found out by waiting in line that some of the people there know what was going on, and I mean, look, it is what it is. The guy's got to run a business. At the same time, I don't want to support scalping, so I've just decided not to go to the local card shop. It is what it is, I guess. So scalping is a big problem. And, one person can make a difference. Don't go and buy at market. Find restocks. I'm able to do it, and I'm in quite a large city. You just have to learn when the restocks are and be able to get there. If you can't get there, can somebody go for you? I know it's not easy for everybody. It's doable. And look, if you want to pay market, that's on you. That's up to you. That's fine. It's going to further help scalpers make money and continue to scalp and make it harder for us to find product in the wild at MSRP. It's gotten so bad that even retailers are charging above MSRP. It's tough. But if you really want Pokemon, in my opinion, the best way to prevent the scalping is to buy it at MSRP and, mention to your local store, hey, could you guys limit products so everybody can get product? That does help. It goes a long way. So I guess we got an ultra rare today. We did finally get something. This is a really cool card. I'm sure it's not really worth a lot, but I just think it's a really cool. I like this Pokemon. I like the Ghost Pokemon. So guys, what do you think? You know, what do you think of scalpers? I mean, I've even bought some stuff that I'm just going to keep sealed for now because the prices of things are just through the roof. If you guys are, you know, interested in looking out the price of things, I seen that TCG, Pokemon TCG, that site is a pretty good site to help you stay up to date with prices and show you the trends. I'm sure there's other sources online too that you can look up, but I'm hoping that Pokemon gets better. You know, planned releases, limiting product, it's a start, and then there's more of an ability for you to go out there and get product now. You just have to do a little bit of research, a little bit of legwork, you know, chat with people, network with people. You know, there's even some like Facebook pages where people will be at a store like, hey, you know, I'm in line, there's Pokemon coming, and you can head over there. Every little bit helps. You know, let's help each other out. Again, you do what you want, your money, you invest how you want to. But scalpers are a big problem in the market right now. You can see all kinds of videos of people glitching out the Pokemon Center machines, people walking out with shopping carts full of product, people leaving Costco, Sam's Club with metal dollies full of boxes of prismatic. It's just insane. Hopefully it gets better. Every person can make a difference. You know, and you may not even care. I mean, look, it's just my opinion that if we all did our part to try to not support scalping, encourage your local stores, put a bug in their ear, hey, you know, if you can limit product, it would help more people be happy shoppers in your store. If you can not buy at market, if you can wait for MSRP, if you can network with people to try to find MSRP, I encourage you, if you have any questions, you know, I try to drop any little tidbit of information I've learned about getting back into Pokemon, how to find product without breaking the bank. I mean, it's kind of like you're breaking the bank anyway when you find a restock and you see things that you want. You know, it can get quite expensive, and it is a little bit like gambling. You know, sometimes you pull great cards, otherwise, you know, you pretty much don't pull anything. But it's still fun. I love sharing opening Pokemon product with you guys. So, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for my ranting. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Drop a comment, smash the like. If you're new and haven't subscribed, feel free. It's free, and there's plenty of openings you can check out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.